It's 2018, and getting around has never been easier. All across the world, people are moving towards alternative forms of transportation with the hopes of reducing our carbon footprint. Where it was mostly electric cars and bicycles, there's now a new kid on the block: electric scooters.
We created a e-scooter pilot program because we wanted to see if e-scooters could fit into the transportation system here in Portland.
Portland, Oregon, a bustling hub known for its progressive attitude and eco-friendliness, is among the most recent of cities to allow e-scooters onto their streets. In July of 2018, Silicon Valley startups Bird and Lime released an armada of e-scooters onto the streets of Portland, followed by Skip, on a 4-month pilot program. Though shared transportation is nothing new to Portland, with Nike sponsoring the Biketown program since 2016, the scooters have been met with mixed reviews, with the majority being in favor. All across the country, people have been vocal of their opinions. Even the controversial show South Park chimed in.
Everyone could use them to get around town, you know, leave them where they want for the next person.
Well, where the hell do they all come from?
Nobody knows.
In no time at all, Portland had a mean case of scooter mania. Those in favor seem to value the ease of use, with everything being controlled through an app. The rider simply creates an account, scans a QR code, and after entering their banking information, they're off in no time. Costing only $1 to activate and an additional 15 cents per minute, many downtown commuters prefer this method over putting miles on their personal vehicle or standing on a crowded transit bus.
We knew from other cities that there was a tremendous amount of interest in e-scooters, but we also knew from the experience of other cities that there had been a number of issues and problems with them.
I absolutely think scooters should be allowed downtown. I even go a step further and say I think we might want to think about banning all cars from downtown and just replacing them all with scooters.
Anything that pushes us towards a greener city, a city that has more transportation options, is always a good thing.
Portland Bureau of Transportation released a survey conducted with over 75,000 residents, and when asked what prompted them to try an e-scooter, 83% said because it looked like fun.
I like the scooters because who doesn't like to ride a scooter? It's kind of fun, it's nostalgic, brings you back to childhood and everything, except, you know, 17 miles an hour on an electric-powered scooter.
So the fact that they use a scooter instead of a car is an indication for us that people are actually getting out of our car.
The e-scooters seem to hearken us back to a simpler time, reminding us that it's okay to have fun and try something new. But fun doesn't always mean safe. With the scooters being motorized, riders are expected to observe and obey the laws that drivers and cyclists are required to follow.
It's kind of annoying because people will ride them on sidewalks when you're not supposed to.
I think it's really up to the adults riding the scooters to make good decisions.
Well, I would imagine most people, like everything, don't really mind, but the most vocal are going to be the negative.
Before taking off on an e-scooter, riders are clearly instructed that in order to ride, they must have a valid driver's license, ride on the street, stay out of parks, and most importantly, wear a helmet. There have even been DUI cases in other cities that have allowed e-scooters.
We track complaints and concerns that people send to us, and of the complaints and concerns that we've received, the non-use of helmets or helmetless riding and riding on the sidewalk are the two biggest issues that people are concerned about.
We are not great about using helmets. Most scooter riders that I've seen have not been wearing helmets.
I know myself, I did not wear a helmet when I rode one. And I'm not sorry.
Despite all three companies offering free helmets, an alarming 44% admitted to not wearing helmets when they ride e-scooters, imperative given they can reach speed upwards of 15 miles per hour. Portland Police Bureau was unable to comment on any e-scooter traffic infractions.
I know that Bird and the city were hosting certain events where they were handing out free helmets, but people weren't going out actively to grab the helmets.
I have seen couples sharing e-scooters together with a very tall man riding his girlfriend like a little tiny girlfriend backpack. And I imagine that that just couldn't be safe.
Just because the majority seems to enjoy the scooters doesn't mean there aren't detractors. From TriMet to pedestrians, complaints ranging from recklessness to negligence have been reported, and the headlines piled up. Citizens have even taken to social media showing e-scooters being destroyed. One popular Instagram page, Bird Graveyard, showcases several pictures and videos of e-scooters being sabotaged, including scooters being tossed into the Willamette River. We reached out to all 3 e-scooter companies, but none were willing to comment. However, Lime has stated that the rate of sabotage is less than 1% nationwide. A lawsuit was filed in Los Angeles County accusing the 2 largest companies, Bird and Lime, of gross negligence and aiding the abetting assault. Lime has also been under fire regarding the safety of their scooters, and Skip recalled the bulk of its fleet, citing inclement weather as the cause.
We've had reports of 25 crashes. The most severe report that we have had is of someone breaking their leg.
As of the release of this film, it is uncertain if the scooters will return. Portland Bureau of Transportation will take the time to evaluate data and properly assess the situation. And even while there is a vast majority in favor of them, there will always be a vocal minority of naysayers.
There's one thing you can say is that you either love them or hate them. There's no Switzerland when it comes to scooters.
Could e-scooters pave the way for other forms of transportation and help us reduce our carbon footprint? Or will the tide turn against e-scooters? Only time will tell until the next disruptor arrives on the transportation scene.